Sasquatch recording.
Food fight, food fight, food fight, food fight, food fight, food fight. We are the snack pack and we will attack if you try to jack our snacks. We are the snack pack and we will attack. Don't try to jack our snacks. We are the snack pack and you know we will attack.
What up, weirdos out there in Weirdo Land? Unfortunately, we do not have a Weird Whenever podcast tonight. We had to cancel at the last minute. Vicky had some issues with her air condition, and she had to be there by 5 p.m. If not, she's not gonna have air condition. And at that point, when Vicky's not here, it's a sausage fest.
Yes,
it is. We're playing, lightsaber penis.
A lot more weird than whatever.
It's a lot more weird than whatever. It gets very carnal. But I figured me and the beautiful producer Denny's, we would come on here and say hello to everybody, talk to you, see how the heck everyone's doing.
We were hanging out after a long day of work.
Yeah, we had a long day at work. I was at Publix earlier, and I met a very, very nice KVJ Nationer. And as I was in my Jeep, and as I was driving away, I'm saying goodbye to her. I'm like, oh, it was great talking to you. And I run over the curb, and then my drink spilled. It was such just a series.
It always sucks.
Of unfortunate events, Denny's.
Yeah, today just was such a wall-to-wall day. I feel like if I was to put a title, so if each day when you wrapped it, you could title it like a DVD, like an episode on a TV series. I would title today Perpetually Late. Everything I got to was just 30 minutes after I wanted to be somewhere, starting right from when I left work.
What if Jen texted you right now? It's like, dog, I'm late.
Oh, yeah, that would be something we would have to, jump into.
What if we shut the podcast down, or we'll go, all right, guys, we'll talk to you tomorrow?
No, but I would definitely go, what?
You'd be distracted.
Oh, that would get my attention immediately. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you.
All right, I just jumped into the chat room. I'm sharing the link right now on Facebook.
Hello, chat room. How the heck is everybody doing? We are 29 strong right now.
Nice.
Holy crud balls. First email we got, Bird, are you getting rid of Vlad? Now, Vlad, if you don't know, is the possessed doll that I bought off of the internet. For how much was it for? Do you guys remember what I paid for that?
I forgot. Was it like $79?
Something like that. It was under 100.
Yeah, it was under 100, but I think it was in the high.
Now, if you're just listening to this, I'm holding Vlad up to our camera. He does have some evil eyes. My friend's kid came over here and really, really is obsessed with Vlad. And I go, your kid can play with Vlad. It's up to you. Really, the kid really damaged Vlad's missing a hip now.
So many curses upon you.
So many curses.
So how would you describe Vlad for people just listening? What would you describe his garb, his essence?
Rat-like gerbil face, Brillo pad beard, beautiful bedroom eyes, pretty muscular legs. RD, obviously.
Oh, yeah. Rad
dick. And, the rest is history.
That's funny. I thought your costume of him was pretty great.
Thank you, Denny's. I appreciate that. One of the other updates people wanted to know was about the stalker. Now, we got a couple situations going on here. We have the one dude that... I don't even know if we could talk about that, actually.
All right.
Well, the one stalker we've got that people know is... the girl. Are you
I'm listening.
No, do you hear that humming?
I don't. Is it me? Am I like breathing into the microphone?
You're not.
You're making me self-conscious now. So what I'm doing at the moment is just posting this on the Facebook.
You're not doing the humming. I'm just making sure. This is gonna be a loose podcast, y'all.
We kind of just signed on to update everyone, chill, chat.
Yeah, and it's our tagline. It's free.
I always love that tagline. It takes a lot of pressure off.
It really does. But the stalker that I was talking about was the female that showed up at Publix. Remember when she walked up to you?
Oh,
and
yeah.
just started staring at you at the frozen food section?
Forever.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how uncomfortable did that make you?
Oh, super uncomfortable. Well, especially because I wasn't expecting it or anything.
So like an 8.
Yeah, all right. So I'd put it in. I'd say a 7 to an 8. Because I mean, I was in a very public place, a very Publix place.
Yeah, so people go, so you have more than one stalker. The show sometimes just has people that will mess with you and that will try to get in your head and say they're going to show up at an event.
They're just trying. They like the thrill of that.
Yeah, and every now and then there'll be a situation where you look into somebody because they do give you some weird vibes. And that has happened where we've had to look into people. And one of the guys that we looked into had 8 different, what's it called when you can't go to someone's house? The name's eluding me right now.
Like restraining
Yeah,
order,
he had 8 different restraining orders against 8 different people.
I mean, that's rough.
It is. And then you just you kind of track the person and see their posts and what they're saying online. You go, holy shit.
This person's unhinged.
I probably should not have made that comment back at them.
Well, that's when you start reviewing. What have I sent this?
Well,
what
then,
have I texted?
It kind of scares you straight a little bit of not wanting to pop off so much. Kind of like we were talking about today. We know somebody that was on I-95, got into an altercation, and they're jawing back and forth, and then our buddy is in the one lane, and the guy is in the altercation with flashes a gun to him.
I
So
know.
my buddy slows down, and the guy just speeds off. But you just kind of don't know who's unhinged, even when you're talking to somebody on social media. And some of y'all in the chat room know what I'm talking about.
Well, that's why I never mess with or confront anyone publicly, because so when I was in high school, me and my friends, it was me and 2 other friends, and my other friend was driving, and we stopped at the gas station to run in, the one that we always stop in, blah, blah, blah. We're in there, and I'm ringing out, and I'm walking back, and then the kid who was driving had just filled up his tank and was coming in to pay, and he accidentally bumped shoulders with a guy who was about to get on his motorcycle. The guy goes, "Watch out," and he's like, "You watch out," right? So I get in the car and I'm waiting, and I see my friend come out of the convenience store, and the guy walks up with a knife and stabs him in the stomach and jumps on his motorcycle. So we got stuck there. The police came, and he had to go to the hospital.
That's insane.
Yeah. I was like, dude, I am not confronting anyone. I just at 2 p.m. in the day, a guy I know pretty closely just got stabbed in the stomach.
Well, even a family member worked at a park. I'll just say that. And at this park, there'd always be some weird shit go down. And
I can imagine.
There'd always be a fight breaking out over a game that was being played. And it got to a point where this guy goes to his van, grabs a big sword, starts chasing the guy around.
God.
To me, sometimes swords scare me more than a gun.
Oh, my God. Well, yeah, because it's way more unhinged.
It's personal. It's intimate. It's very... I don't know. It creeps me out. Dennis.
An axe would also be equally as scary if they grabbed a hatchet, like a one-handed axe.
Isn't that one of the most horrifying concepts ever? That there's a bearded man in the. Let's say you're a little kid, you live by the woods,
all right,
and there's an escaped lunatic from where escaped lunatics go, or where they come from. Bearded, axe, or maybe a Leatherface type.
All right,
house.
Yeah, you're right. A house that was raised in
just
a house.
unhinged with an axe.
Oh.
Never knowing when it's going to come to the window. To me, I think maybe my childhood, there was so many things, stories where bearded men had axes, I feel that is one of the creepier things that's out there.
I was just thinking, back in the day, how much of a pain in the it took us it would be to shave. Just something as easy as shaving, right? We take it for granted because you could just get either an electric razor or a safety razor. But there was a time where you actually had to learn how to shave with a knife and cream, and you had to do the whole thing, and then you had to beat it on the leather. Well, dude, think about when people didn't clean as much, or if you ordered something and the store's like, yeah, we'll get that in 3 months, and you need to shave, you can't shave for 3 months. Just think about how we take that so much for granted.
Well, I really do. I know people are probably sick of me talking about it, but the on-demand culture we live in, I'm not sure if it's supposed to be for humans. I think we're supposed to learn patience because there's going to be a time in your life you're not going to be able to get something right away.
Oh, yeah.
And if you can't deal with that emotionally, you're going to turn to a crazy person.
What would be the craziest situation is if we go through a period where we lose access to, because if, I'm guilty of it now. I used to know how to do a lot of stuff, to an extent. I guess I didn't know it that well if I lost the skills, but I used to try to study and remember, but now you just become lazy. Even autocorrect's gotten me so lazy on spelling. My spelling wasn't atrocious, but now, it totally is. I took off spell check because autocorrect because it kept changing my words. I couldn't even type a sentence. If you turn off autocorrect, it is so hard to type on a just flat phone.
Yeah, I forget what document I use when I'm working on something for the show. I'm in some kind of program, and for whatever reason, it will not let you know that you're spelling shit wrong.
Oh, I hate it.
There's no autocorrect, and I'm sure there is an autocorrect in there somewhere. If I looked and found the
it's
clit,
a hotkey.
the autocorrect clit that I gotta get to, but it does. There's nothing worse when you look back on something and it's littered with misspellings. Oh, it's soul crushing, because that's gonna be the first 11 comments on something.
Oh yeah.
It's there. ERE fuckface.
But yeah, whenever I couldn't use it, I couldn't use the phone without it. I had to turn it back on.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. You just lose abilities.
You lose a little bit of your.
Well, so if we go through a period where everybody loses, internet, just that one item, just say the internet disappears, it's gone. Somebody destroyed it, whatever that is. I doubt that's a possibility. But if it happened, we have to start over. There's so many things that nobody knows how to do. There's obviously a lot of smart people that do know how to do stuff and stuff. I'm not saying that nobody knows how to do stuff, but it really just even simple day-to-day things. Imagine there's no more operating system for people that run cash registers. So now we have to go back to cash. There's no credit. There's no internet. There's no connection to that stuff.
How likely is that to happen where the internet does go under and we're off the grid? I mean, could you imagine if there's not a backup to that? I'd imagine there's a backup to that.
That's what I imagine so too. But if that did happen, even
for 2 days.
Dude, if it happened for, say it was a period of time where we didn't know it was going to end, and say maybe that period of time went maybe 18 months, right? That's long enough to where people start losing hope.
Yes.
And then you hit that 2-year mark, and then internet comes back. You would just go, man, we went through that would change everybody.
Would you say that's the average time to lose hope? 18 months is the...
Well, no, I think people could go depending on how they believe it. But I would say once you hit about 2 years, especially if there's no way to really keep track of time, just that amount of time.
Well, that's what I always wonder. If you were, let's say, a castaway situation, you are totally fucked on this island, and you may have seen in a helicopter, or you just, the first 10 days, you're trying to survive, and you're holding on to hope.
Yeah.
Then you realize you can sustain life there. You can eat. You're going to be able to at least be alive.
Yeah.
But you're hoping desperately. It's going to be a struggle. It's going to be awful.
Mm-hmm.
When do you stop losing hope? Start losing hope, I should say.
Think about it. So if you've been somewhere for 5 years, you've now developed skills. You've been living there. You've made that your way of life. About the 2-year mark, you're like, I guess I have to learn this stuff, man. I can't rely on somebody saving me now. It's in my own hands, because clearly it's going to be a dice roll whether I get saved now.
I think a year would be probably a mark of going, holy shit, they're not going to find me. I mean, it's been a year and they haven't found me. This could go on forever. I'm going to have to eat this conch bullshit for the rest of my life.
That part of that is bad, but... Dude, living on the land would be so rough. Gosh, I would struggle so much. And I'm not even that, cush. It's really just that it's so hard to do anything. Starting a fire, you're just from scratch.
I so get full on emotionally attached to Wilson. There's no way. Heart will be destroyed. That's when hope is gone.
Making love.
The hope is gone. Then I think you have to make a Wilson type of friend.
I think you have to make something to talk to. It could be anything. As long as you just... I don't know. I think you would.
If you don't know what we're talking about in the movie Castaway, I mean, is it too? Is
it spoiler?
Yeah, you can ruin it. He's stuck on an island, and then he's losing hope, and then he finds a volleyball, turns the volleyball into his friend.
Yeah, he paints.
Everyone knows that movie, right?
Yeah, totally. And then he loses Wilson. I don't want to say it out loud in case nobody's seen it.
Oh yeah, well, she she kind of lost hope and moved on.
Yeah. Even more of a spoiler.
Yeah, but I think if you are stuck in a situation where you are in solitude like that and you know you're gonna lose your mind, I think you would have to make imaginary friends up.
Yeah, you would.
And really start to believe that they're there with you. If not, I think you would go insane.
You'd have to talk to people from your past in your brain. You would have to, otherwise you would lose your sanity.
Do you have a character or like a friend you would make, or would you kind of go with real life? So would you make a fake Jen? A couple coconuts?
Yeah, I always kind of thought it was
not in a sexual way. I meant coconuts and eyeballs.
Yeah.
Eyeballs. I'm trying to be respectful.
Yeah, I mean, I always thought it was kind of lame in television shows when they had a person who was kind of going crazy or going through a moment, and then that actor would walk on the stage and they go, "See, you're always in my head, you're always messing with me," and they were like kind of talking to him, but they weren't really there. I always thought that was kind of lame, so I wouldn't call in a ghost like that. I'd create a new character. I'd make somebody new.
I think you got to make someone new, man.
I'd make somebody that possessed the traits I don't have to help me get through.
I would agree. I would make a British friend. I think it'd be so cool.
I'd probably, all right, so if we're making them British and stuff, darn.
And I think you start talking for him.
I'd make
him. Oh, Jason, come on. Keep the spirits up. You'll be fine. Let's go make some fire.
I'd do Australian then. I didn't realize we could get to that level.
I think all rules.
All right, yeah, you're right.
I think you're on an island, bro.
Yeah, I'd make up a new person. I'd make up two people.
I mean, all you would be doing the whole time is just trying to survive. I don't even think. Do you have energy? Do you even want to masturbate?
I'm sure. Yeah, you're on a
right.
beach.
Yeah, even at your weakest moment.
Oh,
I'm with you.
Yes.
Right, anything you want to talk about? Why do I have Fudgy the Whale?
What about you? Want to talk Fudgy the Whale?
I'm looking at my notes. I got.
So is that your favorite birthday dessert? Because it's your birthday coming up tomorrow.
Fudgy the Whale. What's the best part of Fudgy the Whale? That's what I wanted to talk about. Obviously the
crunchy thing.
Man, I love them.
Yeah.
To me, that is the all-star of Fudgy the Whale. That's what makes that thing awesome. Kind of like how I feel sauce is the all-star of the pizza.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's got the MVP.
Yeah.
The all-star.
Those are good. I like those a lot.
What's the MVP of peanut butter and jelly?
The bread.
Huh.
What were you expecting? There's only two other ingredients. What's your favorite?
The bread.
Is it really?
Yeah, of course.
No, it's not.
So
why did you make that noise when I said that? I thought so. I got it right. I thought so too. I think that's personally the best part of this.
Dog, I'm a carboholic.
I love when the bread is so soft. Like,
yeah, tell me, testify.
Oh man. So yeah, I was eating all of Bird's snacks before this podcast. I feel horrific, by the way.
So a good strategy right before you get on a microphone is to load up and get really full.
If somebody came in and shook me right now, I'd be in such a poor state.
Oh my gosh! If I punch you in the stomach, which I would never do,
I'd barf. Sorry, not to get vulgar.
No, it's all good. But anything you want to cover? What's on your mind? How's things going with baby Lachlan? I did post an update video of your son.
I saw.
My godson.
It was nice.
Today, he's about to walk, man.
He's so close to walking. He tries. So, I mean, it's on. They say it's over at that point.
I think he's going to, once he breaks free, I don't think he's going to stop running at you. I think he's going to be like Freya, your dog, and he's going to come at you with some new, oh, holy shit, I can't believe I can do this kind of baby energy.
Well, so right now, since he can walk as long as he's holding on to something, and we kind of made an encased area that he can travel around at his will, but on occasion he'll like climb up and dude, so his new thing is he figured out he can push things together and then climb them. So he climbs on everything and just you look over, he just grabs it and throws it. It's just,
don't you wish you could buy that kind of that first
excitement,
just like, oh my, what lights?
Well, he grabs something and he just looks at it.
I know that the wonderment
Yeah.
is such an amazing thing that us adults tend to lose. I think if you're able to keep wonderment,
yeah.
first of all, I think if you're an adult that uses the word wonderment, you're already kind of flagged as creepy. So I'm already looked upon as a weirdo. But yeah, I do think the wonderment goes if you don't watch your toes.
So I think in modern day, people embrace wonderment way more than they used to. It used to be if you were too wondermentful, that people would kind of think you or label you weird or eccentric.
Yes.
But nowadays, I think with the internet,
I think everyone can.
society.
I think everyone can be who they want to be.
You can be who you want to be. So I think it's kind of cool. People are kind of like how you got going on. Your house is a place of wonderment, I would say.
Denny's.
Yes.
Thank you. It is layered that
Your
way.
property in general is a place of wonderment.
She's on a low mode
For
right
sure,
now.
but
She's
I mean,
not fully operational.
Still got wonderment nonetheless.
I do.
It's baked in, but I'm saying a lot of people took time and started doing similar things, started embracing more of their hobbies, maybe more of their interests and stuff. It kind of became a little bit more acceptable to just binge things and learn and then talk about it.
Yeah, there was a cool email. It was kind of long, so I'm not able to read the whole thing, but it was pretty much them thanking us, the Weird Whatever podcast, talking. I guess we had a segment where we were talking about how it's important to have hobbies.
Oh yeah.
And they were going through a very depressing point in their life, and they asked themselves, "Do I even have any hobbies in my life right now? Am I even trying to do something fun?" And they started painting. And
oh yeah, I love painting.
they said it was just a game changer for them personally. Now, someone else might go, "Fuck that! I don't want to do that."
Oh yeah.
But painting is very peaceful.
So I'm a big fan, and I will always push the arts, I guess, so to speak. I just find that, as you also agree with, we share similar feelings on this, but creating is, I think, an important thing for humans to do, no matter what it is. If you're a mechanical person, you'll create more maybe mechanical things, maybe work on cars. If you're an electrical person,
Math, all of it. There's creation in all of it.
it really is. So I mean, I would just find something creative to do, whatever that is. Even just, I've seen a lot of people, again, not to just say, but a lot of people started gardening more. My whole neighborhood is kind of like revamping it became cool to make your garden cool, which is kind of nice, because then when you drive in, you go, "Oh, this looks so nice." And then it makes me want to make my garden look cool, which I've been thinking about. I was thinking about ordering, and hear me out on this. I found these glow-in-the-dark rocks.
Oh my gosh.
And they're photon, so that the sun charges them. So every night, at night, your rocks glow around the perimeter of your house. How dope is that?
Glow in the dark rocks. Yeah, I don't want those.
Dude, let's order a bunch. 'Cause
Speaking of
the more you order,
okay. Look,
you get a discount the more you order.
let's get some magic rocks, dog.
Dude, so they have purple, blue, green. It's pretty amazing. No, we can talk about this off.
No, I think I don't think I don't know why people think we smoke weed.
This podcast especially, just because this is kind of like we got no weird. Just to update anyone jumping in right now. Unfortunately, no weird whatever tonight. So you get the bird, the dens.
Yeah, we're just kind of shooting the shit freestyle on it.
Yeah, we kind of got together anyway, despite the fact no podcast. So
I always feel bad when we can't do a podcast, but I also understand that life happens, and if you got shit to do, you got shit to do. But I hate doing a weird whatever without Vicky or the whole team. It's even with KVJ when someone's out.
Totally.
It's always different. It's always just a little off. It's always trickier to do. It just feels it feels like you're giving a public speech with your private parts out. And I ain't down with that.
No.
The other thing I wanted to talk about, someone was saying, "Bird, I know you got a birthday coming up. I know you're not a fan of your birthday. I'm not a fan of mine either. Mine was from an embarrassing moment that happened from my childhood. I don't want to give you details. Why do you hate your birthday so much?" I don't know. I think one of the memories I have is, it's not why I hate my birthday. And I guess I don't really even hate my birthday that much anymore. It's just, I don't think it has to be.
As you get older, it's not celebrating it isn't. It's more of a milestone.
Yeah, and I do like celebrations. So I should like stuff like that for whatever reason though. I think the idea of just one more year closer to the urn. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Let's celebrate that.
For sure. I'm also not a giant birthday celebrator, only because I don't necessarily I don't mind partying, but I don't want the focus on me during the partying. I don't mind being at a party where the focus is on someone else.
Yeah, it's weird for an attention whore like myself. I'm the same way. I don't like that. The birthday attention's weird. I don't love it.
You're like, go ahead, eat that cake, champ. And
Yeah,
like,
here's some presents for you.
yeah, just like,
thanks.
And you got to open them in front of, oh, dude, I got a fucking iPod, and everyone wants it,
Well, they didn't. This person did not give. Thank you for your email. They didn't give details of what happened in their childhood, but the one story I think they're referring to is when it was one of the few times my parents had this big party for me, and they rented a pony, and this one family brought so many of their family members, so they ate all of the desserts and all of the food. My mom was so pissed off, and then I was getting on the pony at the big moment, and the pony kicked me right in the gut as I was trying to get on it, right in front of my crush Lorelai. And I remember I started to cry, and I looked up, and she was looking at me. I'm like, fuck this pony. Fuck this world.
Sucks. Dude,
That's on your birthday. That does suck. Anytime you look like a dumbass in front of your crush, that is the worst.
Oh man, I was at a birthday party. It wasn't mine. This is just how twisted everything was back then. We were all watching at a birthday party My Cousin Vinny. Like, that movie has so much profanity in it, and I must have been in 4th or 5th grade. But anyway, so we're all watching that. And I saw my friend's mom outside the window, and I was going to jump out and help her with something. I was doing it to be funny, but the sliding door was closed. I thought it was open, and I jumped right into it in front of everybody. Everybody watching My Cousin Vinny turned around. It was so embarrassing. Dude, I still think about that, and I can wince at that thought.
Yeah, man. And embarrassing moments, though, they level you up. They suck, though, going through embarrassing moments.
They do level you up, too.
Even today, when I was saying goodbye to that, she's very attractive, too. I'm like, oh, it was nice talking over the curb. And you feel like such a dweeb.
Oh, man. I hate it. I hate when somebody in front of me is going slow, right? And it's in an area I'm not too familiar with. And there's a lane to my right that's open, and I change lanes. But then I see up ahead that lane ends, and I have to jump right back in. I always feel like such a loser every time that happens. I feel like everybody's watching me, but I never notice what anyone does in traffic, really.
What are your feelings about gut feelings?
I think they're probably the truest. That's your body natural response to something if something feels weird or off.
For example, my dad always tells this story when he was trucking. He was walking up to he had to go pee, so he pulls off, goes to one of the restrooms, and as he's walking up, some dude passes him. He just said he got the weirdest feeling, and as he's walking in the bathroom, he just goes, man, I need to turn around. And right as he's turning around, he sees this other guy hunched down in the stall area, almost as if they
were gonna jump.
Well, he was gonna get Jurassic Park by the two. So as he's walking out, he scares the guy that was acting like he was walking out. He scared the shit out of him, and kind of the guy goes, oh, and my dad sprinted to his truck and took off. But he said he had a gut feeling that something was wrong.
Something was about to
happen.
Now,
you would say, all right, your gut feeling naturally, you're at a gas station, a dude walks by, you should have...
You're on high alert anyway.
It should be. So your gut instinct isn't that impressive in a situation like that. It's when your gut really tells you to get the hell out of a situation.
Oh, totally. I've been in plenty. Anytime I get that weird, like you call it, the toggle switch goes off.
Yes.
Anytime I get that, it tends to be in a place where I know I shouldn't be anyway, Or, I mean, I was walking the dog once, and this is what kind of sucks. I'm guilty of this myself, man. Everybody's got headphones in. You go for a walk, you got headphones. You don't really hear much around you. I mean, you can, but barely. I'm walking, and there's a guy walking towards me I've never seen. I walk around my neighborhood twice a day in these super hot summer days. Or summer days that are starting already. It feels like it's 95 degrees outside.
Yes.
He was walking by me, and I got chills all the way up. And when I passed him, I was like, dude, this guy's gonna murder me. He's gonna come up behind me and choke me.
He gave you the murder vibe.
Dude, I got such a murder vibe. So I waited a second. I go, I don't want to turn around too soon. So I waited a second. I turned, I just felt like he was walking slow, and you know how sometimes when you feel like somebody's looking at you from the side of their eye, they're looking straight, but they're using their peripheral to watch you. I kind of got that vibe from him, so I kind of just took the dog and kept going.
And that's we're talking. I'm gonna get murdered kind of gut feelings, but there's all kind of different
I've walked past so many people, and I've never gotten that feeling. I go, this guy just gives me such "I'm gonna kill you" vibe.
You wonder if it's if he really has some kind of evil, I don't know, vibe he's giving off that you just sense.
Well, so think about it, when anyone you know comes into a room and you go, "What's up? Everything cool?" Like, you wouldn't ask that question if everything was cool. You're asking that because you feel like something's off. Dude, I think people just give off vibes. So if somebody's going through a super stressful... So I've even seen it where just working in an office environment, something spooks a person that comes in. Like, say they almost get in a car accident, or somebody jumped out and startled them, or, something of that caliber.
Okay, so it's kind of like a regular day going to work.
When you see them in the kitchen or wherever... without even talking to them, I can tell something is wrong. They don't even have to be exaggerating their movements. It's just you can feel it from something that happened. So I think if somebody did something bad or scary or whatever the heck you want to call it, and they're just leaving the scene, or like I said, this guy just gave me the vibes. I don't know if he really was a murderer or anything, but I feel like your body's giving off that. And people pick up on it, so it's hard to act cool. It's hard to act like you didn't just do something guilty.
Yeah,
it's weird. Humans have a hard time.
Well, what about you talk about the gut? What that's for a murder vibe kind of a situation. The gut in business and in love,
everything. Whether you take the leap on something you normally wouldn't.
The worst is when you're torn between going right or left, and you really don't. You're in limbo. You're kind of. You don't know, almost neutral, and you have to trust your gut sometimes on that. That's where it gets tough. I mean, the easy gut feeling is the guy that's walking by like, you're like, oh, this guy's gonna kill me. But when you really are in that, you just don't know where to go. That's where the gut kind of can kick you in the dick.
And then some people, if you make the wrong call and then it haunts you. Jen, my wife, she's been watching back through all the old Big Brothers, which is a show where they watch, they put 20 people in a house and they watch them and they eliminate by playing games and whatnot. But just watching how all of them act, it's hard because it's tough to lie and be deceptive. You have to practice at it.
Totally.
Humans want to call out everything. We just want to call it out.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's kind of like, we've talked about it before. If someone's in a mood, it's almost kind of like I can start mirroring I can feel it.
Mm-hmm. It changes the dynamic of the room.
It totally does, man. And I wonder if you're a person that does not react to that stuff. Can you feel it and you're just not giving a fuck, or do you really not feel that? Because I'm like you. I feel if something is slightly off by a pube hair.
Well, I'll be like, that was weird. Oh, yeah.
Totally.
We can usually feel if something's off.
If there's any change in the system whatsoever, I go, what the fuck was that? Why is that person blinking like that right now?
Totally.
It's a weird thing. So you wonder, is that something that, people always use words, empath, you can feel the mood, or are other people just saying, I'm feeling the mood and I'm not giving you my fucking time, and that's just the way it is.
Oh, yeah.
Do most people feel moods, I guess, is my question.
I'd say a majority. If you were to put on like a score of 0 to 100, I'd say everybody could be anywhere on that scale.
Well, you know how they always would make like the 90s to 2000 sitcom husband. Always kind of like, I don't know how to, feelings, football.
Just so dense.
Are there really people that would walk into a room, they just don't, they don't have the ability to even know that you are going through something because they really cannot read a room.
Yeah, I could see there are people that either could not read a room, or I'd say, like you said, people notice people are different, but they're selfish and they don't want to address it, or whatever the reason being, they don't care. They don't want to get involved. I mean, there's so many.
And then I think, too, that you can overly feel and get involved in people's bullshit. Where you ever know that one person that no matter what, if someone in the friend group or the family group is going through something, oh my gosh, I am so sad for you. Like they almost kind of take ownership of the problem, kind of.
And like, all right, thank you, yes. But yeah, I don't know. It's weird, man. Humans, I think by nature we're pack. We like to be in groups. I think we like assigning, roles in society. I feel like that's just how the system that humans like to work by. But we're so weird with how we develop things that we like, and it's just weird. Humans are just the craziest thing ever.
Like for example, the other day. Because I'm going to the comment section. Michael Crawford says, like you did the other day, Bird, with V.
Oh,
yes,
snap.
I would say my body language on that. The self-awareness should have pretty much been there was something going on.
That would be one that I think a majority of people on the scale would pick up.
I would go on that, but yeah, that's.
But I think there's a lot of people that don't notice stuff like that. I mean, dude, people get good at things they care about. They don't get good at things they don't care about. So if there's no reason or nobody ever taught them they should care about that, or they're never in a situation where they had to deal with something like that, they're most likely not going to care about it or know how to really deal with it. I would say it's probably good, just practice in general, to try to be able to read the room in a little bit, whether you do anything publicly with it or just keep the information to yourself. I feel like it's just a good thing to do. Be aware. Like I said, man, there's so many distractions now. It's hard to go. So I've been personally trying not to walk with headphones and stuff lately, just because, I don't know. I think a lot of people feel it. I mean, obviously a lot of pop cultural shows and music seem to reflect that society's in a weird place at the moment, and people are kind of in a limbo state mentally, so I feel like maybe it's good to get a little more in touch with nature. So I've been enjoying the sound of just the wind.
Yeah, that's a very good point, because I always feel like I can't take a walk without listening
without music.
And you are right. Just trying to kind of listen to the sounds of your atmosphere. There really is something to that. I sometimes will try to drive to work without anything on there, which is kind of a newer thing I'm doing, just because there's always so much stimulation.
I do it sometimes too. In our job, we hear music a lot. Sometimes just for 10 minutes not to hear music is kind of nice. And I love music. I have a pretty high tolerance to hearing it. It's just every now and then I like to, at least recently, I've been trying to unplug just slightly, just try to do a little bit.
Well, not only that, with our job, it's early in the morning, and there's just a lot of bells and whistles, and there's a lot of sounds and lights coming at you. So I think at a certain point of the day, you kind of want to just. That's why I love the thunderstorms on YouTube. Man, anytime I have to do prep for the show, or trying to work on music, or just trying to just relax, I put them thunderstorms on, and it does change the mood. I can almost instantly feel my body going, all right, this is
totally
kind of nice, man.
Yeah, so I love music. I still listen to a lot of music, but every now and then I spike in just like an ambience, like just you said, like a rain, a thunderstorm, like a windy field.
Can you give me, if you had to, if I have like, we're stuck on that island we're talking about, that's that situation, and I'm like, dog, man, I really want to go to sleep, and there's no thunderstorms. Can you hit me up? That might work, man.
If I did that, I'd pass out, but I could do that.
Just do that.
Does that sound kind of convincing?
Oh man, dude, I was in a thunderstorm. I was there, dude. I love that. I just heard a bird. What is that bird out there? Oh, it's out in the distance. It means me no harm. Oh, I just heard a splash. Oh gosh, I hope it's that whale with that eye looking at me. Oh no, I hear the sounds. And seeing that was pretty, I don't know, top of the dome.
Well, I mean, you were direct in. I felt like there was a synergy there.
Sad thing is, y'all, me and him would do that probably.
Without microphones.
For an hour after that. But I do want to thank you all for just kind of chilling out with us today. We do apologize. There's no Weird Whatever podcast tonight. We're going to try to get back. I'll try to do one this weekend, maybe, if the gang can. I'm really kind of open. I got nothing going on this weekend.
I mean, Saturday, I think more or less I was going to spend the day with you pretty much all day.
That's very nice.
Well, yeah. So I'll be chilling. Whatever you want to do. I figure we jam out. It's your day, you know.
It's my day. I figured Sunday I'll call my mom.
Oh damn.
People don't like when I go dark.
You got it.
You gotta go dark.
Every now and then.
If your birthday falls on Mother Day weekend.
Yes, I know. That's always that's one of the reasons that it's not necessarily you don't love your birthday. It's just this time of year is also it has other memories as well.
Yeah, I know that the you even talked about it. The older your parents get, the more you kind of want to be as involved as you can. And
Absolutely.
And take it from me, it's so the right move. I mean, I know how involved you are with your parents, and it's without a doubt the right move. You'll be so happy
For sure.
you're doing it.
I've been chatting. I kind of got rocked. I was chatting with my mom, and she was talking about my dad sleeping. And she's like, yeah, and sometimes, he'll put his foot out in his sock. And I'm like, my dad sleeps in socks? I go, how? Can you sleep in socks?
I cannot sleep in socks.
It like hurt my heart to hear that. I was like, he sleeps in socks.
No, hold on, let's unpack that. Why did that hurt your heart?
It's just such, I couldn't imagine possibly sleeping in socks.
Well, does it hurt your heart because it feels uncomfortable or it makes you sad for your dad?
Oh, it's so uncomfortable. It makes my skin crawl. Could you?
No,
I'll
no.
kick him. I'll wake up in the night and I'll kick him off.
It will become almost a painful thing.
Same here.
It's like it's constricting or choking my ankles.
It makes my foot hair hurt. It bends it in a way, and then when I take the socks off finally, it gives me a headache.
I kind of feel that way with clothes these days, dog. I mean, I live alone, but if these clothes are
bondage,
they are. They're constricting.
Trapped.
This bird wants to fly free.
Fettered by it.
But that's funny you bring that up about socks. It's a pain that I can't even describe.
When I heard that, I stopped her. That wasn't even part of the story. It was like a side detail that I got fixated on.
But so your dad never slept in socks before?
I'm sure he did. I just never ever looked at him while he was sleeping. I just never ever came across the situation where
So I always knew with my dad. It was like clockwork. I would always fall asleep watching HBO, and I'd put the air condition down to about 68, and it would just
wake up.
Oh, he'd get so mad. That was my rebellion era, and he rocked straight up through the looms, tidy whities. He'd come out, he'd look at the thermostat. What's up, Jay Bird? Put up to like 79. It's like, Jay Bird, keep it down. Keep it up, please.
That's funny.
As I'm probably watching a HBO titty movie.
All right, go back to jerking off, Jay Bird.
Yeah.
Keep it warmer, though.
Oh, that's back in high school. It was so funny. We would struggle to pay the bills, but we always had HBO somehow. It was an odd thing. Even when I was a little kid. We're hurting for money.
I wasn't an HBO man. I had none of those. I only see them when they did the weekends where they do them for free. That was the only time I go, well, can we get? I go, all my friends have HBO and Cinemax and freaking Max, whatever.
Back then, it was a big deal.
It was huge.
If they would run the Playboy channel for free.
Dude.
The weekend, and sometimes they'd keep it on. It was almost like they didn't forget.
They
were edging your ass. Oh. Yeah, they were trying to get you to. You're right.
They're like, wait, cut it.
What a young, sweet, naive kid I was. Oh, they made a mistake. They left it on too long. But yeah, that was always a big deal in our neighborhood. Can you believe the Playboy channel is for free this weekend?
Oh yeah, it would spread around my school like wildfire.
Playboy was such a big deal. Remember when Maxim was a big deal?
Totally. It's so weird. Maxim was Playboy light. So I guess there was an era of man who liked Playboy because they would read it and thumb through it. That wasn't definitely not my thing.
No, you wanted to see some.
Well, so then Maxim came out. It was kind of the same thing, just PC or whatever you would call it.
It was light porn.
It was very light, but it got so big.
If you were already on the hard stuff, you're like, what the fuck is this?
But now, I mean, there's probably how many magazines are there? Can't be that many being printed anymore.
We tried to do for the KVJ horror movie. We were trying to track down nudie magazines at stores and stuff, and it was hard to. Yeah, I mean, you could get them online. But to kind of go into a store, it was the one thing that was not at the sex store. It was sexy magazines.
Weird.
Well, there was a small amount to pick from.
They're like, here's the 6 you can choose from.
Well, who's looking at magazines to? I'm trying to clean it up over here, but who's looking at mags?
Yeah, for real.
Zines.
The old days were asking people to buy. Dude, kids got it so nice with the internet. It changed everything.
It's on-demand culture.
You're right, man. It all comes back to, I think it really, the fundamentally all comes back to on-demand culture. Nobody wants to wait for anything, and that's turned everybody into kind of like on-edged people. So then when somebody just cuts you off in traffic, you're just like, fuck you, mother. And you go crazy on them, you know?
Oh, yeah.
I've seen people lose their minds lately. I saw that one guy lose his mind at the grocery store. He started throwing eggs. It was crazy.
Really?
He was mad. It was back when the prices went up on it. He goes, no, too expensive. He goes, they're broken. They're selling broken eggs. They're so expensive.
It is tough to see a human have a real breakdown.
Like an actual...
Well, I remember I was 12 years old, and I was umpiring, and making good money for a 12-year-old to umpire.
Oh, my gosh.
And if you don't know anything about baseball, there was usually 2 umpires, an umpire in the field, which got $3 less, and then the umpire behind the plate, and that's where you call the action.
Oh, yeah.
You're like, strike! And so I really, really loved doing that. I just loved...
Did you do like big arm movements?
Yes, I was over the top. Imagine that. But I remember being 12 and really, really feeling kind of getting in my groove, because at first you're nervous. You're doing all this shit, and these adults are out there, and they want to fucking win, man.
Oh, yeah.
They want to win. But you get like anything, you get used to it, and you get your confidence. I remember I must have made a bad call, and this guy, he was such a big, muscular guy. He runs up to my face. He was one of the coaches. He goes, please, no, don't you do this. Don't you do this to me.
No.
Don't you do this to me.
Oh, no.
It was, as a 12-year-old, you go, oh.
Were you wincing?
I didn't know what to do, man. I wanted to reverse the call because this guy could have eaten me for lunch. But even then, as a 12-year-old, to go, oh, my gosh, I'm seeing this human break down, and it is so, it sucks.
It rips your heart out.
It does. It really does.
Sometimes it goes too far when you see people actually become real. Like, so say like somebody at work or somebody in your life who's your nemesis.
When you leave during the morning show.
Oh. It's fun. We can laugh about these things.
I mean, it's like our show will always fight. And always make.
There's no way around it. If you work in any, even office environments, any environment where you're in close quarters with people and you depend on each other and you guys all kind of got your backs.
Yeah.
You develop. Like I said, humans are kind of pack creatures. We like developing little packs that we feel comfortable in. And
totally.
It's just how we are designed.
Well, we're fortunate to have a group of people that we work with. We're able to fight and then get there's
become family.
There's a lot of radio shows or just shows in general of all sorts. We're talking TV that do fight and do not recover and really legit
hate each other.
Fucking hate each other.
Absolutely.
Yes. That is not our show.
So we're fortunate. We all have fun with each other. It's just everybody's got that thing where you just go, all right, Yeah. And then sometimes they like to provoke you on that.
Yeah. It's just that people want to know details of what happened. It's just stupid, dumb work shit.
Well, and sometimes it doesn't even make sense out of context. Because
exactly.
Everybody has their own little things and then when somebody brings it up, you just, it can cause a ruffling.
A ruffling of the feathers, as they say. But,
The only difference is it's like you guys are on camera.
No, it's
if that happened in a office or something, nobody would ever. It would just be a regular occurrence.
It's always the worst though when it's public.
It makes it so much crazy because you're seeing, especially you see security footage of somebody having like a breakdown. They don't even realize they're being recorded.
Oh, it's awful, Daddy.
Oh,
it's awful, especially when there's no. Well, if you see people fighting and there's no audio to it, and you just see. There's so much people are going to say, oh my gosh, the narrative.
Yeah. So speaking of not being able to know that you're being filmed, and I might have told this before, but I was talking to Suits, and he has access to all of the cruise ports. They put cameras there, and they have those PTZ cameras that you can rotate and look at things. and there was a woman taking a photo of the ship rolling in, but it was a little bit close to her, so she had to back up. So she's walking back and she's taking this photo, and there's a suitcase right behind her, and she eats it so hard on this live camera that we're watching. She has no idea that a ton of people just watched her eat it. So every time you eat it in public, or if you're doing anything in public, just be on the alert that you could be being filmed.
You're always being filmed. You're never
walk in the neighborhoods. I see everybody's got a ring doorbell, which is cool. I think it's great, but or whatever the non-brand name one is. But I see them at every house. That means every house is always filming.
Always. People want the complete details of the fight. The reason why we are able to fight is because it wouldn't be cool of me to just give details about Virginia in the room. I'm so okay with talking about our whatever, but the reason why we're able to stay friends is because it would not be a cool move for me to not have her. It's just I apologize. I know that people want details, and I really do hate cock teasing or edging it. But people just keep asking me about it and wanting to make sure that everything was cool, and everything is cool. But I got to be cool, and I can't. I'm not going to give details up without somebody in the room. It's just really not good practice.
Oh yeah. Plus this week's been a little bit trickier. It's been a little trickier behind the scenes.
It has, yeah, absolutely.
Down a person.
And I'm not gonna lie too. I really do kind of get on edge during May. Not to sound like a pussy. I mean, I was very close with my mom, and I know she passed away a long time ago. And some years, it's I don't even think about it for some reason. This year hits me a little bit harder, and every year is different. And I always get very personally weird myself during this time, and that's just the way it is. I'm just being honest with y'all.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have fun this weekend. Show
Totally.
the good people what you got at the Star Wars thing we went to.
These are. I'll have you describe them, Denny's, because I get so excited about them.
All right, so for the people listening, it's a replica, a larger replica of VHS and Betamax tapes of horror films. So the ones that Bird got would be Halloween, The Shining, and Friday the 13th, and they're designed to look like the actual VHS cassette tapes, just a larger size. And you hang them on your walls. They're super well done.
They really are. But yeah, that is one of the fears. Someone was asking what they were earlier. Those what they are. We got them at the toy convention, which was really cool. We were so happy. I was very happy to see how many Broward KVJ Nationers we have.
Oh man, they showed up. It was awesome. We ran into so many people down there. It was so fun.
Anybody in the chat room right now in Broward or Dade, if you are, just give me a heart or an alien in the chat room. I just want to see if there's how many we got in the old chat room, because it was pretty live. It was pretty live at that event.
Oh my gosh, it was awesome too.
That's what old people say. An event is jumping.
That place was electric.
But thank you guys for listening to us again. We are sorry that we had no weird and whatever. We will end the podcast now with we'll see you in the morning. We love you all, and Bigfoot is real.
You want me to fire that song?
Yeah, you could fire. I mean.
I didn't know if that point meant you wanted me to fire the song. All right. We love you all.